Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic which is resolution of a vector. Here we will see how a vector can be resolved into two or more components. So as you know that a vector is a physical quantity which have both magnitude as well as direction and which can be added or subtracted using triangle law or parallelogram law of vectors. Now, if a vector is represented, then the representation of a vector is like this. A vector is graphically represented by an arrow. The length of the arrow represents its magnitude and the tip or head is represented the direction of the vector. Now, what is resolution of vector? Then our topic here is resolution of a vector. It means we have to break this vector, a given vector, into two or more vectors. In triangle law of vectors or parallelogram law of vectors, addition of vectors, or in polygon law of addition of vectors, we have two or more vectors in which after adding two or more vectors we get a specific vector. Suppose you are given a vector A and this is vector B. They are drawn co-initially and we add co-initial vectors by using a parallelogram law, and the co-initial diagonal of the parallelogram represents the addition of these vectors. Now, adding vector A and vector B, we are getting a vector R which is addition of vector A and vector B. This vector R in magnitude and direction gives the addition of vector A and vector B. Now, its reverse process is resolution of vector. If we add vector A and vector B, we are getting vector R which is resultant of vector A and vector B, means it is vector A plus vector B. But we have to do its reverse process, means now we are given vector R and we have to convert this in vector A and vector B. Then these vectors R will be said to be components of vector R. Now the question arises here, in how many components a vector can be resolved? That if we are given this vector A, then how many pairs of vectors can be obtained whose resultant is vector A? Here this is a very important thing, that if we add vector A and vector B at a specific angle theta, then we get a specific resultant. We get a specific resultant if vector A and vector B and angle between vector A and vector B, that is theta, is given. This is same thing as 5 plus 3. If we add 5 plus 3, then we have a special result, that is 8, which is unique. But if we have to break 8 into two components, then the possibilities are infinite. It means now we have to break 8 into components, then we can say 5 plus 3 as usual, but we can say 4 plus 4, we can say 7 plus 1, we can say 1 plus 7, we can say 5.5 plus 2.5, like this. Then here it is very clear that if vector A and vector B are at a special angle theta, then their resultant is specific. But if we have to resolve this vector R into its components, then the number of components will be infinite. We can break a given vector into infinite pairs. Suppose this is vector A, then we can resolve this vector A into infinite pairs. Suppose this is component of vector A in any direction. This is component of vector A in arbitrary direction. Now join the tip of this vector A and its component. Suppose that this is vector B. Now draw a parallel line parallel to this line, this dotted line, and we draw again a parallel line to this vector B. Then this is a vector. Suppose that this is vector C. Now what are you seeing? What you see on the board? We see that this is a parallelogram and this is vector B, this is vector C, and this is vector A. It means here it is showing that vector E is addition of vector B plus vector C by using parallelogram law. Means vector C and vector B are components of vector A here. Similarly, suppose that this is component of vector A, this is vector P suppose. Now we join head of vector A with head of vector P. Now we draw a parallel line to this dotted line and we complete here a parallelogram by using parallel lines like this. Parallel to P, we have to draw a line like this. Now this is also a parallelogram. This P, suppose that this is vector Q, this is vector P, then we see that this is a parallelogram also. Here the resultant is also A. Let me make clear that this vector A is also the diagonal of this parallelogram and the concurrent sides are vector P and vector Q. Then it is very clear from this diagonal, from this parallelogram, that vector A is also equal to vector P plus vector Q. Vector A is co-initial diagonal of this parallelogram and vector A is also the diagonal of this parallelogram. It means vector A equal to vector P plus Q and also vector A is equal to vector B and vector C. Vector B plus vector C. Means we can break this vector A into number of pairs, into infinite number of pairs whose resultant will be vector A. Then we can say in different arbitrary directions we can break a given vector into infinite number of vectors. Is that clear? Let's see the specific resolution of a vector. Now we are going to discuss about a specific resolution of a vector. Generally these components are infinite in pairs. Now we use the specific components which are known as rectangular components of a vector. Rectangular components are used to specify the velocity, acceleration, forces, linear momentum, angular momentum, etc. in different directions. We know that we have three specific directions in coordinate x, y and z. Therefore, in general, we come to know about the components of a vector in x direction, y direction, z direction, etc. Now, we are going to resolve a given vector into two rectangular components first, and then we will resolve a vector into three directions, that is x, y and z also. Now, if we are given a vector A, suppose that this is vector A, and we have to find out its specific components, which are also known as rectangular components, then what should we do? First, we have to draw a line which is parallel to your horizontal. Parallel to your horizontal, suppose that here is our blackboard which is horizontal. We have to draw a horizontal line from the initial point of vector. We have to resolve this vector into two components. For this purpose, we have to draw a parallel line, a horizontal line parallel to the horizontal surface. Now, we have to draw a perpendicular line from the same initial point of vector A. Now, these dotted lines have 90-degree angle. Now, we have to draw a perpendicular from the head of vector A on both lines. Suppose that this is the perpendicular on vertical line, this is the perpendicular on horizontal line. Now, we are having a rectangle here. A rectangle is forming here, and from the origin, suppose that this is origin, this is O, we complete a line from this point on which the perpendicular is arriving. This vector will be known as horizontal component of vector A. If this is direction x, then this can be written as vector Ax. Now, similarly, on the component, the point on which the perpendicular is arriving, from that point the vector drawn from origin to that point on which the perpendicular is arriving on y-axis will be represented by another component. This component will be known as vertical component of that vector. Now, it appears that this is a rectangle and this is a parallelogram in which vector A and vector Ax and vector Ay are adding by using the parallelogram law of vectors. You can assume that if we don't have the vector A initially and Ax and Ay later, if we initially given Ax and Ay perpendicular to each other, then vector A will be the resultant of these vectors. Now, vector A equal to vector Ax plus vector Ay. This can be written. You can say vector Ax and vector Ay after adding gives vector A, or we can say it reverse. What? The reverse will be said as vector A is resolving into two perpendicular vectors, vector Ax and vector Ay. Then vector Ax and vector Ay will be known as components of vector A or rectangular components of vector A. Now, since vector Ax is along the direction of x and vector Ay is in the direction of y, then if we can assume that this is plus I cap, the direction of, if we resolve this vector in directions, then I cap minus I cap, the directions in positive direction, positive x direction will be plus I cap, the direction in negative x direction will be minus I cap, the direction in positive y direction will be plus j cap, the direction in minus y direction will be minus j cap. So we can write this vector A equal to vector Ax can be written in the form of product of magnitude and direction. The magnitude of vector Ax will be Ax and the direction of vector Ax will be, this will be plus I cap. Then this can be written as Ax I cap, magnitude into direction, plus vector Ay will be magnitude of Ay into direction of Ay. The direction of Ay will be j cap. Now this vector A equal to vector Ax plus vector Ay can be also written as vector A equal to Ax I cap plus Ay j cap. Is that clear? Now we have to find out Ax and Ay. If this angle is given, suppose that the angle between vector A and horizontal direction is given theta. If vector A and this theta is given, then we can find out the value of Ax. Then how can we determine the value of Ax? This will be done as I am discussing. Now this is vector A for this triangle. Suppose that this is a right angle triangle. Suppose that O, P, Q, we can assume it. Then in triangle OPQ, what will be find? Then from figure we can see that this is a base, this is a hypotenuse. Then base and hypotenuse will give a trigonometric relation, that is cos, means cosine. Then cos of angle theta, then Ax, base upon hypotenuse, magnitude of base will be Ax, magnitude of hypotenuse will be A, then Ax upon A will be cos theta. Then what will be the value of Ax? This will be A cos theta. Then we can find the magnitude of this Ax, that is horizontal component of vector A in x direction. Now from triangle, if this is angle theta, then this is Ay, then this magnitude PQ will also be Ay. Now Ay upon A, this is perpendicular, this is hypotenuse, then Ay upon A will be sin theta, then Ay equal to A sin theta. It means we found that the component Ax equal to A cos theta in terms of magnitude of given vector and theta. Ay is equal to A sin theta. Here the very important thing to remember that the component of vector A in the direction of vector theta. If we say vector Ax, then vector Ax is the component of vector A in the direction of theta. It means, and that is obtained A cos theta. And the component which is farther than, which is away from vector A, vector this theta, this is Ay, and this Ay is obtained as A sin theta. Now we have to remember that we have to use a trick, that the component which is in the direction of angle theta, which will be taken as cos theta, and the component which is farther than the angle theta, that will be taken with sin theta. It means the component, the rectangular component which is attached to, which is near to given angle theta, will be taken as cos theta. It means vector Ax, the magnitude of vector Ax will be A cos theta, because it is attached with this angle, and the component Ay which is farther from this angle, this will be taken as A sin theta. Is that clear? Here we have to clear that any component which is attached to angle will be taken with cos theta, and further than angle will be taken as sin theta, whatever it may be, horizontal or vertical. If the angle theta will be this, if this angle will be theta, then this component will be a cos theta and this will be a sin theta. So it must be remembered to you. Now we know these three things. Now if AY and AX are obtained, then we can find this angle theta in terms of AX and AY. Now AY by AX, if we have to divide AY by AX, then we will get a sin theta upon a cos theta, then we will have tan theta equal to AY by AX. Now we can find the angle theta if the AY and AX are given. Now if we write this as equation 1, this is 2, this is equation number 3, this is equation 4, this is equation 5. Now one more thing is remaining, that is if we square equation 3 and 4 and add, then squaring and adding 3 and 4, what will we have? Now squaring and adding 3 and 4, we will have ax square plus ay square is equal to a square will be common in bracket cos square theta plus sin square theta. Now a square, this cos square theta plus sin square theta will become 1, then a square will be equal to ax square plus ay square, and then a will be equal to under root ax square plus ay square. Now this is the whole complete thing about the resolution of a vector into rectangular components. Here the first important thing is vector A equal to vector Ax plus vector Ay. Now vector A in terms of I cap j cap will be Ax I cap plus Ay j cap. Although these things are different, these things may be different if components are in negative y, negative x, then this will be minus I cap, this will be minus j cap. This may change, but this will be always same. Now the component which is attached to angle theta will be obtained as a cos theta, and the component which is further than the angle theta will be obtained as with sin theta. Now the tan theta will be ay by ax, and the magnitude of the vector will be obtained as under root ax square plus ay square. We can find it using Pythagorean theorem also. Now I am sure that all of you will enjoy this lecture, and my precious time for this lecture is very important for all the students and all those who are preparing for the medical and JEE exams. Then very thankful to all of you. Goodbye. Take care.